Alright, so welcome to this episode of the Whiteboard Sessions. So today I'm going to be showing you how to create more professional looking videos for your brand or your business without having to hire a videographer. So I'm going to share with you my secrets on how to do this. Stay tuned. Welcome back. So this has been a popular topic when I posted it on Instagram story and Facebook stories. And so I thought I'd do this presentation for you, this training to go more into depth on how to achieve this. And it's really showing you how to create more professional looking videos, something that you can do for yourself. An example is actually what I'm doing now, without having to hire a videographer to help you out. And many people think that this is a complicated process. It's actually not. It's quite simple. Okay, so the first one is the obvious one is your camera. And the type of camera are usually the semi-professional, like a DSLR or a mirrorless. And these are the range that you can that you see when you venture into an electronics store like JB Hi-Fi. You'll see that they've got a range of DSLR and mirrorless cameras in there. Yes, smartphones these days have high resolution. You can shoot in 4K, maybe even more. But what's great about the camera is you can attach some great lenses to it, and that's what's helps you create a professional look. I'm going to be talking about the lenses later on. So think about your camera. Look into DSLRs and mirrorless. Second one is really simple: having a tripod. So invest in a tripod. Because a lot of times if you're doing these videos you might be doing on your own, or even if you have someone behind the camera, just having a tripod helps create that stability. You can easily adjust the height or the angle. So right now when I'm shooting, no one's here assisting me, I'm just doing this on my own. I've got my DSLR on the tripod and I just adjust the height and away I go. So invest in a good tripod. And then three, a very, very important one is looking at your audio, and a good choice is looking at the wireless lapel mics. Rode has a good range called the Filmmaker. I think the Filmmaker Pro, something like that. But that's the one I'm using right now. I've got a lapel mic attached on my jumper, and then the receiver is attached to my DSLR. So this is a wireless lapel mic. You don't have to worry about cables. If you're presenting on stage, you can position that camera even further. So yeah, you can have different shot sizes when you're using a wireless lapel mic. Number four, what I talked about earlier is when you purchase a DSLR or a mirrorless camera, then you want to attach some really good lenses to it. And what I like to use is a 50mm fixed lens, meaning it's not a zoom lens. But if you do already have a zoom lens, then you can adjust it to that 50mm range or somewhere close where you could actually start to blur out the background, and that's what creates that professional feel, is the bokeh, where you're blurring out the background. So a tip to actually blur out that background is you want to be a good distance away from the background. So right now, my background is not so far that I can't blur that enough, as you can see, but that blurring effect it's really up to you if you want to do that. So if I really want to blur this background out, then I probably want to have to go forward a little bit more towards the camera and further away from that. But then of course the distance in this room won't really cater for me to be able to do that. But if you're in a wider space, then you can. So that's just a quick tip for you. And then last but definitely not least is you've got to take in consideration your lighting. So depending on the lighting conditions where you're shooting your videos, you want to make sure there's sufficient lighting in there. You could use the window lighting, or you might have to install some lights. So right now I'm using the window lighting. I've got a light in front of me set up as well. And just to eliminate the background, I've got a light with a blue filter on it that's shining onto my background. So lighting plays a very, very important role in the video quality. So that's it. I hope you really enjoyed this week's whiteboard session. If you've got any questions around that, send me a message. I'd love to hear from you. And if you haven't done so, once again, go to our website on falconcreative.com.au and you can download a free training on how to blow up your brand with video and modern marketing. Check that out if you haven't done so. Very valuable piece of content. And finally, if you've got any suggestions on what you want me to share in my next whiteboard session, send me a message or comment below. I'd love to see your feedback. Have an awesome week, and I'll catch you in the next whiteboard session.